Well, hello and welcome to Cozy Couch Corner again for another episode of Tea and Tarot. And my tea tasted funny this afternoon. I think it's because I had curry for lunch. I hope that's why, anyway. Or maybe I brewed it for too long. It still tastes a bit funny. Oh, I've worn myself out today. And I don't think it was physical. I think it was got myself anxious. Still sorting and clearing stuff and that's tiring. It uses up energy, doesn't it? And we think about physical things using energy. We don't always think about mental things using up energy, but it uses up energy. And I was getting a bit. So, anyway, I worked hard and now I have to rest hard. I'm sticking to that. I've got to remind myself. Oh, sorting through old stuff I had when I was teaching maths, secondary school maths I used to teach. I found lots of old stuff. I'd kept stuff from training courses, stuff from when I was a student teacher. I don't know how old people are that are watching this, but I found my old master copies and like carbon paper for the bander machine. And I don't think the bander machine is called that in other countries. It's a spirit printer. I'm going to say spirit printer as in solvent. And the sheets always smelled. And when I was at school and when I started teaching, didn't have photocopiers, didn't have computers. You wanted to do a worksheet, you had to handwrite it out over carbon paper so that you got a reverse copy on a shiny sheet paper, and then you'd go to the bander machine, and if you worked in school you had to book it to print off your worksheets, and you'd go and attach this shiny master copy to the barrel, and it'd have solvent in it, and you'd feed the paper in and you'd have to wind it round, and each go round was a copy. And what it did was the solvent would take a bit of the colour off your master copy, and then it print onto the bit of paper, and you keep going and you keep going. And the first one was brilliantly gorgeous. If you didn't over soak it, if you over soaked it, you ended up with a complete mess, but it was brilliantly vibrant. And as you went through, say you were doing a class of 30, it get fainter and fainter and fainter and fainter, and you just have to hope it had enough colour left for the last person. But we used to get them in school and you could always smell them. And I remember that, and I really loved the bander machine. Maybe I was getting off on the fumes, I don't know, but I really loved the bander machine. But it was hard work. It was, especially, can you imagine doing secondary school maths when you have to do diagrams and all sorts of things and geometry and everything, and you've got to do it all by hand and you've got to do it neat. That were hard work. That were really hard work. And if you had to print off more than 30, you had to do more than one master copy. So I've kept some for well, I haven't kept the master copies for prosperity. I might keep. No, I think I did check them out, but I've kept the carbon paper that I've got because some of it's unused, and I use it for art. But yeah, and it's so much easier with computers and printers. Blimey, even just with photocopies, copiers. Gosh, I bet that makes me sound really old. Right, I'll have a swig of tea and I'll do tarot. I'm remembering the smell. Right. Energy's a bit chunky. Right. What message do you have for us for Friday, the 29th of August, 2025, please? do what it normally did. It's chucking them out all over the place. Told you the energy was a bit chunky. It was hard for me to describe what the energy was doing when I was holding the cards. But yeah, chunky is the closest I can get to it. Okay, so we've got 9 of Wands reversed. And we've got the Ace of Cups reversed. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm waiting for the new beginning. Or the big new beginning, because I've definitely had a shift, but I'm waiting for my boat to come in, I am. Right, 9 of Wands reversed. Ooh. And I got the phrase, the worst is behind us, or the worst is past, I think it said. But the worst is behind us. So when you look at that, it's quite ghoulish. So the worst is behind us. And we are in motion, we are moving. Because we want to get to a point, don't we? I'll have to change hands. Where we want to turn this upside down and have our brilliant, glittery, gold, wonderful new beginning. Upgrade. I often read that as an upgrade. So we want our upgrade. So I'm trying to see if I'm going to get anything else out of this. Come on, people. Yeah, my attention's drawn to the dark door, but more to the window above it, which is light. And initially I thought that was a door, but it's probably a window. But that's interesting. The thing that might obviously be a door might not be. Or might not be the right way, rather. I'm looking at the door that I didn't realise was a door. And it's black. And the thing I thought was a door, the way, is the little light one. So, yeah. So the big, obvious thing might not be the way forward. But there's going to be a little shining light. There's going to be something else there that might have been less obvious, that we might have overlooked, that's just sitting there quietly, that might be the way to go with something. And I'm not, not sure if I'm going to get anything else out of that. Am I getting anything else out of that? Keep pouring into yourself. Keep pouring into yourself. It's so easy to pour into other people. And I think, yeah, sometimes I think it's a lot easier. Depending on our background, it's a lot easier to pour into other people than it is to pour into ourselves. But it's important we pour into ourselves. That gives us more to pour into other people, while keeping us strong and healthy. And pouring into ourselves helps us moving forward and achieving our goals. And we deserve it. And we are worthy. Just in case anybody didn't tell you today. There we go then.